Hey everyone, MythicODM here. I'm just going to do a quick video of a rundown of all the tabletop RPG news that happened for the week of May 21st, 2023. There was a lot of stuff that came out this week, so let's get right down to it with the news from around the RPG world. Wizards of the Coast announced they're increasing their prices for new books by 20% roughly, due to cost increase of production and shipping. We'll have to wait and see what that ends up doing to their sales. This will likely hurt smaller game stores and not large retailers like Amazon, who get their books right from Wizards at less than wholesale prices. So that ends up allowing them to discount the books by upwards of 40%. They did also announce brand new books that have been bumped in printing this year due to issues with production and with shipping. First one up, Big B presents Glory of the Giants, August 15th, 2023, which happens to be Gen Con. They say that players will find a wealth of giant-themed character options, a subclass for the barbarians, and 2 backgrounds related to giants and their runic magic, feat options that evoke the strength of primal magic of the giants. DMs will also be able to bring giants to life, and they're going to have a whole bunch of maps, giant built sites, new monsters from CR1 to 27, and more items in the Giants bag. As well, at the same time, the practically complete Guide to Dragons comes out at Gen Con. And again, this is more of a non-crunch book. This is a book more about deep diving into the lore, layers, mannerisms of the dragons. It is beautifully illustrated, and we'll see that again around Gen Con. Something got pushed back into September is Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, coming out September 19th of 2023. So this is going to be a dungeon crawl that harkens back to the sleepy frontier town of Phandalin, where players can delve below the surface to find a dark and foreboding adventure. The Lost Mines is a setting that came out a while ago, so this has been updated and added in. We're not sure if this adventure replaces that module, because it says it takes characters from 1st to 12th level, but we'll see how that works. It also ties into the previous adventures, and it deepens the mystery of strange obelisk found across Faerun. Planescape, Adventures of the Multiverse, October 17th, 2023. So this is going to be a 3-part book like the Spelljammer series, and it spans an in-depth look at the city of Sigil, the center of the multiverse, and an examination of the Outland and the Wild Realms, a bestiary detailing the wild and fantastical creatures players will encounter, an adventure like no other, throwing players into a plot that threatens to undermine the rules of reality and the very fabric of the multiverse. Now, I will say this. The Spelljammer box set was hot garbage. I have said it before. I love Spelljammer. 3-book setting that they put out was an absolute travesty to what Spelljammer should be. I have zero hope that the Planescape is going to be any better, because again, it's a 3-book minimum. So a regular player just cannot pick up the lore book. They have to pick up all 3. So this is going to be basically for a dungeon master to pick up, and not for the casual player. The last thing of the year is the Deck and Book of Many Things, which is coming out November 14th of 2023. So this is the beautiful Deck of Many Things, known to create chaos and destroy worlds. The lore around the Deck of Many Things will be explored with the new story elements around its creation, including the introduction of a new character and the explanation for one of the deck's most mysterious cards. Those legendary 22 cards are back and ready to be used by players and DMs alike. In addition, the new deck will include 44 additional cards that can be substituted in to customize the play experience. The accompanying book will showcase the new character options, magic items, adventure locations, monsters, and more, all inspired by the deck. So this one I am actually very interested in. I love the Deck of Many Things. The cards have been nothing but an absolute nightmare for players. It's so fun when you get in there. We'll have to see when it comes out way in November. Pile of this week had a host of new books and new projects that they announced. First, and I think most importantly, Pathfinder Nexus launched their character beta. This is from the same team that made D&D Beyond, and it will host a plethora of games as they continue to code the site. You do need to purchase the books to use most of the site, although there are free options, but they are very limited. If you own digital copies on Paizo.com, you can sync your accounts, and the digital products are cheaper. When I looked on Nexus, I synced my personal account with Nexus, and I did see that most of the PDFs that I had were very much discounted. The core rulebook was $20, but pretty much any rulebook was $20. Single mods were anywhere between $5 and I want to say it was $15 for the Kingmaker Adventure Path, and it was $15 for the Kingmaker companion. So this works very much like D&D Beyond. So you can get a Demiplane membership. The membership will allow you to share your books with up to 24 players. It also gives you an unlimited amount of character slots you can build in, which the limited version, the non-paid version, limits you to 7. So that's pretty interesting. We'll have to see how it works. Links will be all below for all this stuff. Starfinder gets their Ports of Call hardcover. This gives you 10 new major port cities to explore and comes with maps, players option, including 4 new species, more rules for starships, downtime, and more. Paizo also gave us the teaser of the Dwarf Ancestry for the remastered series, along with new edicts and anthemas that replace alignment, as well as a really cool level 17 feat for dwarves. Knave 2nd edition on Kickstarter just hit a staggering $733,000 Canadian, which is incredible for this little project. The system is supposed to be coming out in December of 2023, and I may have tossed in a few bucks for it as well. From their Kickstarter, Knave 2E is an exploration-driven fantasy RPG and world-building toolkit inspired by the best elements of the old school D&D movement. This edition expands on the intuitive core of the original game, featuring elegant modular subsystems for hex crawling, dungeon delving, potion making, and downtime activity, all in an 80-page digest-sized hardcover lavishly illustrated by Peter Mullen. As well, on Kickstarter, Kobold Press launched Tales of the Valiant. This is a direct 5e clone that spawned from the OGL debacle in January. Personally, I'm not 100% sold on it, but others must be, as they've already reached 780,000 Canadian in just a couple days at the time of this recording. That is astounding. I will post all the links below about these projects and information. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with me in a quick recap of tabletop RPGs for May 21st, 2023. Also comment below on anything I may have missed, and I will keep my eye out for it, and I will do updates on that as well. So in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. Another Mythic edition. Thank you for watching, and may all your games be full of myth, mirth, and magic.